Здравейте and welcome back to Shevica, the channel where we explore the Bulgarian treasures. We talk about myths and legends, we share recipes, we travel throughout the nature, we talk about the folklore, culture and traditions, and many more things. And today, I will take you to 3 beautiful and authentic places for Bulgaria because they are closely related to the rich history. A few weeks ago, we planned a short vacation where we decided to go skiing for the first time. But since the biggest ski resorts in Bulgaria are actually located in southwest part in Bulgaria, and this is 7 or 8 hours of driving by car away from my hometown, we decided to choose a location that is a little bit closer to us, 3 or 4 hours away only. Therefore, we chose Uzana. This is located next to Gabrovo in Central Balkan. When the date was close by, we decided to check the weather forecast, and unfortunately we discovered there was still no snow at the mountain, so therefore there was no ski vacation for us. But still, we decided to go there and explore the area. On our way to Gabrovo, that I'm gonna tell you a little bit more later, we stopped by at Veliko Tarnovo, the old capital of Bulgaria. I've been many times in Veliko Tarnovo, and it's definitely worthy to go at the city center and have a walk there. But for this time, we decided to visit the old part of the city, where the fortress Tsarevets is located. You can buy tickets at the beginning of the fortress, and the ticket for adult is 10 levels, which is 5 euros, and for students and children is even much less. It dates back in 2nd millennium BC. And here archaeologists have discovered that during the Middle Ages, people lived, worked and prayed at the very same fortress. If you climb to the top, a gorgeous view will be in front of you. And there is more. This place is presenting the audio-visual show, Sound and Light, telling the story of the fall of Bulgaria, Veliko Tarnovo more specifically, to the Ottomans. If you're visiting this place during the summer, I can definitely recommend you having a big bottle of water, because you'll be surrounded mostly by rocks, and the temperatures there can reach quite a high number. As for the city, I can recommend you restaurants like Tsarevets, which is translated like the lucky man, or Ethno, because they have quite beautiful views from the restaurants where you can have a pizza or traditional Bulgarian dish, and I would say the cuisine there is also extremely delicious. When we left Veliko Tarnovo, then we head to our final destination, Gabrovo, and honestly I was quite surprised by the city, because I've been once, maximum twice there, and this time I actually had some time to discover, to walk around and observe the feeling, the vibe of the city. I was pleasantly surprised because there are quite a lot of things to see in and around Gabrovo as well. And today I will share with you some of the most interesting things you can do and you can see there. First, let's start with the history of Gabrovo. And actually there is a legend about a mythical hero called Raču Kovača, and he's believed to be the founder of Gabrovo. He's been a blacksmith in Buzludzha, which is a very small and beautiful village nearby, from where he traveled to the so-called the spring in the Kamaka area. There Raču Kovača had a forge and shoed the horses of travelers. And even though this is only a legend about this hero, a blacksmith is a something in Gabrovo. They even have their own neighborhood where people can work their profession there. And next to the city center, you can also see a majestic monument of Raču Kovača. Another fact about the people in Gabrovo is that they are thrifty. And every Bulgarian knows that actually. And as a proof, they cut the tails of cats because when they're going out of the room, people can close the door faster so that the warmth doesn't leave. Actually, you can see statues of cats without tails all around the cities, and it's like a symbol of Gabrovian people. This leads me to another character of the city, which are the jokes. Since 1972, there is a museum house of the humor and satire with the motto, "The world has survived because it has laughed," and it's open for visitors in their early and their late ages. It is located at the city center and you cannot miss it because of this typical bee on the wall, and you will be welcomed by Don Quixote and Sancho Panza. Here the ticket is very cheap as well. As for adults, you can buy the ticket for 6 levels, which is €3, and for students and children even less. Final thing I will share with you about Gabrovo is the fact it's been called Bulgarian Manchester. Why? Well, because after the Second World War, this city it's known for being the most industrial one in Bulgaria, and there's been more than 200 factories for fabrics, leather, knitting, shoes, and many more products. I definitely recommend you visiting the Interactive Industrial Museum. You will follow a guide explaining the activities, the progress of Gabrovo. They will demonstrate beautiful machines, and you can detonate a bomb or drive a Formula 1 Ferrari simulation. The tickets there are only 6 levels for adults, which is €3, and for kids and students it's even cheaper. And the final place I will show you today is actually a symbol of the Bulgarian Social Democratic Workers' Party, and it's a monument called Buzludzha. The story began back in 1868 when the two rebels, Hagi Dimitar and Stefan Karadja, formed a detachment in Romania to start fights against the Ottoman Empire. Back then, we've been under their slavery for more than 300 years. Even though there were small victories, the two men died either in prison or at the battlefield, just like heroes. 8 years later, the famous for Bulgarians April uprising took place, and Bulgarians were freed. The location of the most significant battle was at the Shipka Pass. Since then, there is a monument that memorize and honor the history of this battle. But how is this story related to Buzludzha? Well, a few years later, the first socialist groups began to meet and form forces. At the end of 19th century, the monument was opened and officially used to commemorate the sacrifice of Hagi Dimitar, one of the rebels at the beginning of the story. Later on, it's been known that Buzludzha was used as a cover for organizing a socialist congress. Since Bulgaria is Social Democratic Worker Party free for the last 30 plus years, this monument has been closed for visitors and outsiders, but from this spring it will be open for people to visit it inside. Definitely there is much more to see around Gabrovo, but we'll leave this for the next time. Meanwhile, have a lovely day and see you next time!